that he has grown so great.
That he has grown so great.
That's the
Yes.
thing we highlighted.
Route of twos. Okay.
And the long one.
Okay. I will get those cut. I will cut those here in just a couple minutes. Okay. Let's finish this really quick. That he's got so great. Which line is that in?
It's right here.
I'm not seeing it.
Toward the top.
That he has grown so great. Thank you. I see it now. All right. That he has grown so great. Thou art shamed. Age, thou art shamed. All right. So I'm going to go back up a line or two. Now in the name of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth our Caesar feed that he has grown so great? There it is. Upon what meat does he feed that he has grown so great? What has he eaten that's different than me?
Yeah.
Right? Yes? Age, thou art shamed. Why is he personifying age? Isn't he personifying age?
Yes. Yeah.
Does age really feel shame?
No.
No.
Age can't feel shame.
But isn't this a good example of personification?
Yeah.
Oh, ACT alert. Right? ACT alert. Yes. Why would he say that thou art shamed? This man has grown so great on the meat. He's old.
He's gonna die soon.
And he's weak. Right? But yet, do gods age? Gods don't age. Gods don't age. But yet Caesar is aging. Yes? I really liked that. That was really cute.
Now, have you seen Sarah when she was five?
Stop.
Caesar is aging. Okay. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. And not only is he personifying age, personifying Rome. So when asked, what does Mrs. Arnie teach you for the ACT?
Personification.
Everything.
Parallelism, personification, how to write a quick essay, how to work with semicolons. Does she have to teach you going through ACT practice tests?
No.
No, we can go ahead and learn within this, right?
Everything.
Yay, thank you, thank you. Thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods, right? All right, when went there by an age since the great flood? What do you think he's talking about with this great flood?
Noah.
Well, right here we have this little footnote, right? 9. In Roman mythology, great flood once killed everyone except 2 virtuous people. Noah's Ark.
Hey, Karen, said that first.
But I thought, wait a minute. I thought Noah's Ark was a Christian thing. Do you think maybe there was something to that great flood?
Romans are Christian.
We have Roman stuff. We have a Roman.
That's why they're called Roman Catholics.
Now they are, but not back then.
Dang. Connections tied.
Mythology.
Coincidence? I think not.
I think it's very interesting that they had a great flood, right? Okay. But it was famed with more than with one man. Okay. When went there by an age since a great flood, but it was famed with more than with one man? Was there more than just one man on that ship that survived? Is Caesar that virtuous to have survived?
Whoa.
That's what he's saying. Caesar would not have survived that because he's not a god. We have this idea of him being great. Right? Interesting. When could they say till now that talked of Rome, that her wide walls encompassed but one man? Again, he's not great enough to be the leader of Rome. Just not. Now it is Rome indeed and room enough. when there is in it but only one man. In other words, oh, here's a pun.
The room one.
Yeah, this is a pun right here. You have a pun. You're talking about room and room. They would have said Rome as room. It would have sounded the same when they say it. And they're talking about it being big enough for multiple personalities. Okay? I really cannot take you seriously. I really am having a hard time taking you seriously. I really am trying not to look at you right now. So, all right. When there is in it but only one man. Oh, you and I have heard our fathers say, there was a Brutus once that would have brooked. Now he says a Brutus, another famous man with the same name as Brutus, once helped to overthrow the last king of Rome, a move which allowed the people of Rome to elect their own ruler. And he's talking about this person being equal to Brutus that is current, right? And from what I understand, this Brutus, this old one, old Brutus, new Brutus, right? The old Brutus is like 400 years older than this Brutus. I didn't put the T on there, sorry. This Brutus, it was his great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather. It's like a family thing where his family brought about the downfall of a monarch and a new democracy, you see? Okay. We don't want to lose that democracy. We don't want it to go anywhere else. Okay. And brooked means tolerated. There was a Brutus once that would have tolerated the eternal devil to keep his state in Rome as easily as a king. That's weird. I don't like that last line.
As easily as.
There was a Brutus once that would have tolerated or brooked the eternal devil, would have tolerated the devil to keep his state in Rome as easily as a king. Maybe he would have allowed things to happen.
Kind of hypocritical.
It does feel hypocritical, doesn't it? Hypocritical, doesn't it? Allowing bad things to happen. Kind of like the devil you know is better than one you don't, right? I'm just going to put a question mark there. What do you think? I think that was the end, yes?
Yeah.
Of this packet, of this little thing. All right, so everybody, I need to cut out a couple more, I think 2 and 3, right? 1, 2, and 3?
You got them.
You guys don't have them. So is it 1, 2, and 3, or is it just 2 and 3?
Just 2.
Just 2? Okay. So I know I've got a couple. All right.
What?
I'm still looking at.
Okay, you're fine. I'll leave it up. I'll go ahead and pause the recording. What do Marulus and Flavius plan to do? All right, on page 888. 888. No. Page 888. No. Sounds gross.
Sounds sticky.
It's like boogies.
What a sticky situation.
That's what it would feel like, I think.
If they're moist.
Don't say that.
Why would my pee moist?
I don't know. Please don't say that.
You moisturize your feet?
All right, you ready? We're going to do the first one, and then I'm going to release you to do the rest, okay?
Okay.
Sound good? Okay. So, we have, near the end of scene 1, what do Flavius and Marulus plan to do? In my answer, which I'm not going to write on here, you guys are just going to have to hear my voice, okay? You're going to answer it in this manner. At the end of scene 1, Flavius and Marulus plan to go about the streets and remove all of the decorations for Caesar. They plan to pull it all down, okay? And pluck everything from Caesar's stuff. And I got that on, it says it under Flavius at the very end of Act 1, or Scene 1. It says it is no matter, let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. I'll be about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. Oh, he's also going to drive away the people from streets. So that's where that line comes from. The vulgar is line 70, and I would reference the lines. I'm not going to write the lines exactly. I'm just going to reference them, okay? So line 70 talks about driving the vulgar from the streets. So do you too. Push everybody away. Where you perceive them thick, these growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wings will make him fly at an ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the view of men and keep us all in servile fearlessness? So they're going to do that, and they're going to also go through and take away all of the stuff off of the images. Oh, line 64 on 887 says we're going to disrobe the images. All right, does that make sense, what you're going to do with that? Okay, and so each one of these, you're going to go in and reflect back to where it said it in the literature, okay? So if I'm going to answer this, I guess I'll go ahead and put it up here to be easier. 1.
Do we have to answer on this?
No, this you're going to do it on paper.
The boobies?
Neil said booby. Bella. Bella. There. I didn't hear what you said at first.
Oh, do you want like complete sentences? Like at the end of Act 1?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, man.
There it is. It is one sentence. It looks like it's a lot. I know.
Is it supposed to be one sentence?
That is one sentence.
Is it only supposed to be one?
No, it just depends on how you put it down. I put it down in one sentence. At the end of Act 1, Scene 1, both Flavius and Marulus said that they will remove all of the celebratory items, line 64, where it talks about disrobing the images, from Caesar, I guess I should have said from Caesar's statues. Sorry, that's what I meant to say too. And dismiss the commoners from the streets, line 70, period. Does that make sense to you guys, what you're doing? Mm-hmm. Okay. And it should be just one to two sentences per answer. Okay. But I do want you to use cited sources from the text. The questions are very specific like this. What worries them about Caesar? You may have to go in and find what worries them about Caesar. However, it's only going to be in Act 1, Scene 1. You won't go beyond that to answer that question. Does that help you? Okay, it's pretty specific there. And they talk about what worries them about Caesar in Marulus talks about it in that long soliloquy. And or monologue, whatever, I think it's a monologue. And Flavius talks about it as well in the very end. Okay. The actual last two sentences, 74 and 75, can answer number 2 pretty well. Number 3, Marullus and Flavius determined to destroy the celebration of Caesar's victory over Pompey. Why would they do that? What was the problem? Go look back at that long piece that Marullus says, and I think that is called a monologue, okay? So you're going to go in and read that to find out why they would take away the celebratory visit over Pompey. All right, because they were Pompey's men. Does that make sense? All right, so you go find those answers, write them down, and then move on to Act 1, Scene 2. And then Act 1, Scene 3. And then that'll be the end of Act 1 for us. And we'll go on to see Act 2. And I do have an activity to be right before it. So we're good, yeah?
Yeah.
What if we don't finish them all today?
If you don't finish them all today, you'll take them home. Well, you can take them home, or I can give you time on Monday. It depends on how far we get and how seriously we're working on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, if we're working on it, of course, I'm going to give you extended time. But if we're playing, talking, haha, I'm going to do this at home,
Yeah.
then I'm going to let you do it at home, and I'll just move on Monday. Okay?
Does that mean we need to take pictures of the book?
You can take pictures of the book, or you can look up No Fear Shakespeare with Julius Caesar.
Okay.
Okay? Sound good? Okay. And that's it for today, guys. I am good to go. And I'm going to be right here if you need me. Okay? Which one? I put statue. Statues. Caesar's statue.
I didn't put statues. I have
You can put images of
I just put
Caesar.
decorations for
Yeah.
Caesar.
That works. That works. Okay? And I will take a minute and go ahead and upload this.